For those of you white people who don't know, that's when everything started for us. And like, even when I bring my friends over, like, Baba, this is my friend Mike. Hi Mike, how are you? In 1940. And my dad never had anything when we were growing up, so we were spoiled little American kids, so we would lose our stuff all the time. And my dad would never understand that. He couldn't understand how we could lose anything. And he would always say the same thing. I remember when I was a little kid, I lost my little toy truck. I said, Baba, I lost my truck. He said, where was the last place? I said, right there. And he always said the same thing. He said, so it used to be there, right? And I said, yeah. And he said, and now it's just gone. I said, yeah. And he always said the same thing. He said, well, then I guess we should call the news. I said, why, Papa? He said, we should call the news because I think the news would be very interested to know that a little toy truck can just get up and walk away. Even when I was older, I could never share anything with him. I was like, Baba, my girlfriend dumped me. Well, she used to be there, right? And now she's just gone. We Palestinians live a weird life. We do. We're very successful. You find any Palestinian, we're extremely successful. Very successful. He doesn't just work in the garage, he owns the garage. He doesn't just work at the hospital, he's the chief of staff. We're very successful. And people always ask me, why are Palestinians so successful? I tell them it's very simple. It's not because we're related to Jesus. It's because we do not have plan B. We cannot mess up and go back to our country. It doesn't work like that for us. And Palestinians never go on vacation. They work hard and they never go on vacation. And people tell me, why don't Palestinians go on vacation? I tell them it's very simple. We do not like to leave our house for more than 2 or 3 days. We know what happened last time we did that. We're just a different group of people. And sometimes I bring out reactions in people that I don't mean to do. It's very weird. I was in an airport a couple years ago, and the flight was delayed. And you know, you're alone in the airport and you make friends with anybody. So I walk into the airport restaurant, and there's a white guy there. And we start talking, and he said to me, what's your name? I said, Ammar. He said, wow. That is a very interesting name. Where are you from? I said, I'm from Philadelphia. He said, no, where are you from? This is what white people say when they want to find out where you're really from. Where are you from? I said, oh, from. Sorry, from. I apologize. I'm from Palestine. I'm Palestinian. He said, really? I said, yeah. He said, really? I said, yeah, I didn't say I was a unicorn, you know. I said, I'm Palestinian, we exist. Then he looked over both of his shoulders and he looked back at me and he said, that's really cool. And I said, why? He said, because I don't like Jewish people either. Yeah, this is wrong. We Palestinians, I told him, hey man, that's racist. It's racist of you to assume that I'm racist because of my race. That's racist. And he said, fine, you mean you don't hate all Jews? I said, no, no, we don't hate Jews. We get a bad rap. We have some of our Jewish brothers here with us tonight in Victoria Park. We love them. We don't hate Jews. We just have a very complicated relationship with the Jewish people. We're the same. We're the same. Big nose, hairy, crazy mom, same thing. The only difference is that you are chosen by God, and we are chosen by the FBI. That's all. No, man, and I'm making this movie now called We're Not White, and the reason I'm doing that is because, you know, you guys know, Arabs, we don't have the box on the census form, and the American government calls us white, and we're not white, right? We deserve our own box. Do you agree? We deserve our own box on the census form. We're not white. I love white people, but I grew up with white people, and we're just different. we do stuff different. I learned a lot about white people when I was growing up. For instance, I learned that if you go to your white friend's house and his mom asks you if you're hungry, if you say no, she actually doesn't bring you anything to eat. Did you know that? And they start eating around you while you say you're not hungry. I learned a lot about white people. I learned that if they go to the grocery store, they come home, they put away their groceries, then they take their bags and they throw them away. Not in my house. In my house, there's a bag full of bags. Those are little space between the refrigerator and the wall. My mom just stuffs it in there like that. My friends used to ask me why I come to lunch with a Pathmark bag. I said, we got a lot of bags, you know. I don't tell you. We're just different. We deserve our own box. We do business different. I think a white guy walks into a store, gets $1 off something, thinks he got a deal. It doesn't work like that for us. I've seen my dad walk into a store. How much you want for them? $20. $5. We don't think anybody should be able to make money. I remember when I was a kid, I went to the store with my dad to get a shirt for school. I said, Baba, I like this shirt. He said, how much is it? I said, $20. And my dad, does anyone else have the dad that starts feeling the fabric on the shirt? My dad starts feeling the fabric. He's like, this is very good fabric. I'm like, you grew up in a refugee camp, okay? You don't know what fabric feels like. Then he says the same thing I think every Arab dad says. Do you know how much it cost them to make this shirt? $3, maybe $4. So let's give them $5. I said, this is Macy's. I don't think you can do that. I get asked to go MC a lot of stuff around the country. I got asked about a year ago to go MC an auction for a bunch of Arabs in New York. Now, how do you explain the concept of an auction to Arabs? They will never understand this ever. Like, wait, we are fighting to make the price higher? Like, they don't understand. I got on stage, I said, okay, the price for this item is $1,000. Some Arab goes, $400! I'm like, no, that's not. That's not how it works. We're just different. Our moms are different. Our moms, the moms, I love you, but you're exaggerating a little too much. You know? Haven't you ever met this Arab mom before? What does your son do? Oh, my son. My son is a doctor. Oh, okay. Okay, what's his specialty? Well, he does not really have a specialty yet. Oh, okay. Okay, well, where did he go to medical school? He did not really go to medical school yet. He's 7 years old, but he's going to be a doctor. We're just a different group of people. And I go to Palestine a lot. And, you know, this is a true story. I mean, I'm not trying to be hated or anything. This is a true story. I love Palestine because there's so much history. And I travel there a lot. And I did a show a couple of years ago. Is there anybody here who's really good with Palestinian geography? The names of towns and cities? Yeah, there's got to be somebody, right? Okay, good. So you can attest to this, Hassan. I did a show in a village next to Ramallah called Taib. About a couple of years ago, and I went there and I did a show. And after the show, some guy comes up to me and says, Ammar, great job, very funny, thank you for coming to Taib. I said, no, thank you, I love Taib. He said, do you know, now Taib, for those of you who don't know, Taib means in Arabic like nice or good. Kind-hearted, thank you. Okay, delicious in Lebanese. Palestinian, it means good. No, I'm serious. In Palestinian, it means good. It doesn't mean delicious. We don't use that. And he said to me, do you know why we call our village Taib? I said, no. He said, well, a long time ago, Salah ad-Din came here, and he said, these people are very Taib. I said, okay, well. And then, now, there's about 4 places in Palestine called Taib. So a week later, I did a show in Haifa. And after I did the show, a guy comes up to me and he goes, Ammar, great show, very funny, thank you. I said, are you from Haifa? He said, no, I'm not from Haifa, I am from Taib. I said, oh, I was there last week in Taib, I did a show. He goes, no, I am not from that Taib. I am from the real Taib. I said, why is your Taipei the real Taipei? He said, do you know why we call our village Taipei? I said, no, why? He said, well, a long time ago, Salahuddin came here. And he said, these people are very Taipei. And then I noticed there's a lot of weird names for villages in Palestine. I was traveling one time from Nazareth down to Jerusalem, and you pass by these villages, a little group with weird names. Like, there's one village you pass by, it's called Bayada. Then another one called Ara. And across the street, Ara. And behind that, Ariane. And after Bayada and Ara and Ariane, there's a village up on a hill called Musmus. Is that true? Am I telling the truth? A village called Musmus. After Musmus, there's a village called Barta'a. You know what Barta'a means in Arabic? Like very happy, you know? Which makes sense after Musmus, very happy, you know? This is embarrassing, man. Seriously, Palestine, you can't do this in America. Like, where are you from? I'm from Saksak. On the hill over here, Saksak. After you pass naked on Saksak. This is embarrassing. We Palestinians are trying to get accepted in the international community. We can't have a village called Musmus. It's embarrassing. We're trying to get the world to understand us. Can't have a village called Saksak. It's embarrassing. I couldn't take it anymore. I got in my car, I drove right to the middle of Musmus, and I found the old guy, and I grabbed him, and I said, why do you call this place Musmus? He said, a long time ago, Salahuddin came here. I'll just tell you a couple more stories now. We have to grow up in this country with our parents. And for those of you, some of you here, you know, you are boaters, we call you, or fobs, or whatever. And you've been in this country for a long time, and I know English is hard. Like for the white people who are here tonight, you know, we don't have a P in Arabic. We can't say it. We are the Palestinian people. We like to eat pizza and drink Pepsi, no pepperoni. I always said the worst job for an Arab if he comes to America would be the person who leaves your confirmation number on the phone. Because they can't speak English. They make everything political for no reason. And if you tell them they can't do something, they get really pissed off. I mean, it'll be the worst job. Like, are you ready for your confirmation number? Yeah, it's going to be A as in apple. B like Vito. No, I said B, not B. Yeah, B as in Vito, not B as in Boga. Then the letter O as in the occupation of the Palestinian people. The letter H. H like H. H like hair, Yeah, finally the number 6. 6! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know a sheikh in Michigan who he can't speak English very well and he can't say 6, he always says 6. But he never says it because it sounds too much like... Yeah. When he counts, it's funny. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, before I tell my last thing, I'm also, you know, I'm a comedian and I'm a writer, and I wrote a book called Being Palestinian Makes Me Smile. And I brought it with me, so please come out after, buy it from me so I can donate more money to A.D.C. And come out and buy it and I'll sign it for you and all that stuff. So before I go, you know, I travel to Palestine all the time. And for those, I fly into Tel Aviv. Clap if you ever flown into Tel Aviv. It is an interesting experience. For those of you who don't know, when we Palestinians do arrive in Tel Aviv, there is like a VIP room for us, and we can stay there as long as we want. Last time I was there, I was in the VIP room for 8 hours. And finally, now, we're all family, right? Can I share a little secret with you? Yes? My parents are both Palestinian, and my dad is Christian, and my mom is Muslim. This is called the haram combination. And this is the result. This is what you get right here. So finally, it was my turn to talk to the soldier after 8 hours, and he sat me down and he said to me, "What is your father's name?" I said, "George." He said, "What is your father's name?" I said, "Yes." Two really Christian, really Christian. He said, "What is your mother's name?" I said, "Anna." He said, "What is your mother's father?" I said, Ammar. And he got very confused. He said, "Well, are you Christian or Muslim?" I said, "I don't care, whatever, I don't know." He said, "No, I need to put it in the computer. Are you Christian or Muslim?" I told him, "I don't care. In my house, we celebrated everything. Easter, Eid, Christmas, Eid. We even celebrated Yom Kippur. We didn't give it, whatever. We celebrated everything." And then he started laughing, and he said to me, "Where are you from?" I said, I'm from Nazareth, like Jesus. And I said to him, "Where are you from?" He said, "I'm from Jerusalem." I said, "No, where are you from?" And he put me back in the VIP room. And then about 8 hours later, he came and got me again. And I said, "Okay, fine. As long as he doesn't say anything stupid, I'll be very nice. I just want to go into my country." So he sat down and talked, same soldier. And he said to me, "For how long will you be staying in Israel?" And I had too much. I said, "You know what? That's it. I'm not going to Israel. I'm going to Palestine." And he said, "There is no Palestine." I said, "Yes, there is. Maybe you haven't heard the story." In 1940. And then he turned around, and there was a big map on the wall. And he said, Look at the map. There is no Palestine on the map." And I said, "But it used to be there, right?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "And now it's just gone?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, we should hold the news then." Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.